Okay, my friend, in this video, it is the ultimate guide to Nikola Tesla's divine code 369 method.
Do you ever find yourself asking, what more do I need to do to get the life you've always dreamed of? More cash in your pocket, ideal friendships, the best job, essentially anything your heart desires. Well, the key to getting what you want might be quicker than you think. Seriously fast. Nikola Tesla cracked the formula, and we're going to break it down for you. So according to Tesla, the key to unlocking the secrets of our reality lies in three simple numbers: 3, 6, and 9. These digits, he believed, held the power to unravel the mysteries of the universe. But hold on, because Tesla wasn't just about predictable science. This scientist had some serious, unconventional ideas up his sleeve. As he stated before, I was experimenting with vibrations. I had one of my machines running, and I wanted to see if I could synchronize it with the building's vibration. I increased the machine's intensity step by step. Eventually, I heard a strange crackling noise. I asked my assistants about the source of the sound, but they were unsure. Undeterred, I continued to raise the machine's intensity. The cracking sound became louder, indicating that I was getting closer to the vibration frequency of the steel building. With a bit more adjustment, suddenly, all the heavy machinery in the place started to move around uncontrollably. It's like a scenario straight out of a sci-fi story. Tesla had to take quick action. He explained, I took a hammer and smashed the machine. The building would have collapsed soon. Chaos erupted outside with police and ambulances arriving. I instructed my team to stay quiet, and we told the police it seemed like an earthquake. On that day, he discovered something incredible, even though he almost demolished an entire apartment building. Why is the number 3 so important in this context? Well, according to Tesla, he claimed to have caused 3 earthquakes. While that might not sound overly impressive at first, when you consider the bigger picture, it becomes attention-worthy. Among all the things Tesla uncovered, this might not be the one that immediately comes to our mind, but it's the most influential. This discovery laid the groundwork for the idea that the entire universe is made of energy. This implies that this energy is accessible and can be influenced by frequency and vibrations. After Tesla died, people assumed the discoveries were over, but guess what? In an antique shop in central Phoenix, Arizona, a local artist, Abe Zuka, discovered a collection of drawings by Tesla hidden among the shelves. No one had seen these before. Or if they had, they didn't get what they meant. Tesla drawings reveal a map to multiplication that contains all numbers in a simple-to-use system. The manuscript is believed to hold numerous solutions to unsolved mathematical questions, some of which don't typically fall under the category of mathematics. It is referred to as the map to multiplication or the math spiral. After making a few copies, Abe Zuka shared the drawings with various people interested in mathematics. This sparked a massive reaction. The code is like a map that helps us understand the universe better. These patterns include prime numbers, twin primes, highly composite numbers, and more. The map is essentially a device that's built similar to the structure of the universe, showing us how numbers work and relate to each other. Tesla once said, "My brain is like a receiver, tapping into a universal core that provides knowledge, strength, and inspiration." I haven't fully understood this core, but I'm certain it exists. Considering Tesla's belief that he hadn't fully grasped this core, it suggests there's much more to discover. The answer is, everything that is potential is boundless, especially when harnessed through the powers of 3, 6, and 9. I strongly believe, along with many other scholars, that Tesla was referring to the self-organization of numbers and their digital roots interacting with universal frequencies and patterns that always involve multiples of 3, 6, and 9. Instead of trying to memorize the entire multiplication table, which can be quite challenging, you can focus on learning the positions of the numbers. By doing this, you'll develop a clearer picture and a better grasp of how numbers function. Numbers go beyond simple quantities. This insight has been apparent for centuries, evident in ancient systems like the I Ching, the Book of Changes. As numbers possess a vitality, they serve as the fundamental building blocks of creation, shaping our everyday reality. Throughout history, mystics and philosophers have grasped the idea that the universe operates on a numerical basis. They observed nature's preference for numbers, like the perfect spherical shape of a bubble, and the hexagonal design of honeycombs, both driven by the efficiency of the number 6. Nature is the master architect. And it turns out it follows specific patterns, like a secret code. To tap into this power, we need to work with nature, not against it. Instead of using theories like the Big Bang, we should learn from nature's way of doing things. It's like transforming things from the inside out, making changes by going inward. Various cultures have given significant importance to the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Consider the Holy Trinity in Christianity or the 9 gods in ancient Greece. The Borromean rings, representing the Trinity, consist of 3 interconnected rings that rely on the complete set. Removing one ring upsets the balance entirely, mirroring the concept of the Trinity. The Christian Trinity mystery is explained in the Athanasian Creed. It tells us that we worship one God in 3 persons, and 3 persons in one God. This is similar to a mathematical idea, where we don't mix up the individuals or separate their essence. In simple terms, it's a way of expressing a spiritual concept using numbers, highlighting the connection between nature and mathematics. The Greeks had stories connecting spiritual practices to the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Among these, 9 stood out the most. The Ennead was like a special team of 9 ancient gods who represented important ideas about how the universe works. They believed that everything in the world could be explained using numbers and specific rules. This concept came way before Tesla's time. Tesla, in fact, was ahead of these ideas, meaning he came up with similar thoughts later on. It's like the Ennead set the groundwork, and Tesla took it to the next level. This group of 9 has appeared in various places globally. In Norse mythology, Odin hung on the Yggdrasil tree for 9 days. Also in Freemasons, Benjamin Franklin led the 9 Sisters Lodge as its Grand Master. In the European Middle Ages, the 9 worthies were seen as semi-legendary figures representing chivalry ideals. The idea of 9 is everywhere, even in our everyday talk. We often say things like being on cloud 9, or dressed to the nines without really thinking about it. There's even the saying about a cat having 9 lives, although we know that's just an exaggeration. But that's how strong the influence of the number 9 is in our language and culture. Ancient Mayans, and even the Hebrew letter, were big fans of the number 9. The letter Teth of Hebrew symbolized the serpent, or the secret intelligence behind all things spiritual, and it was linked to the number 9. Interestingly, the number 9 pops up a lot in the measurements of our universe, like the diameters of the moon, the sun, and the earth when expressed in decimals, all somehow relate to this number. Let's explore the natural code that appears to be present throughout various aspects of nature. Imagine this code as a set of patterns, shapes, and symmetries that we observe in the world around us, whether you attribute it to a higher power like God or simply the forces of nature. One way to represent this code is by using a graph, like the ones you might have seen in mathematics. What's fascinating is that when we examine this natural code, we consistently find certain numbers associated with it: 3, 9, and 6. Even more interesting is the observation that these numbers often appear together. 3. It plays a fundamental role in the pattern. Think of it as a building block, a starting point for the code. 9. This number seems to act as a sort of control element. It regulates or influences the pattern, but doesn't directly connect at the base level. It's like a guiding force. 6. Another key element that appears alongside 3 and 9. It interacts with 3 and 9, forming a vector, a direction or path in the pattern. Imagine this like steps in dancing. 3 takes the first step, 6 follows its lead, and 9 oversees the rhythm, ensuring everything stays in balance. The connection between 3, 9, and 6 forms a connection to each other as proposed by Nikola Tesla's theory. This idea is not about traditional mathematical equations, but more about the recurring patterns and relationships we observe in nature. It's a way of appreciating the beauty and order that seem to be woven into the fabric of the universe. Let's break down how this works by examining a past experiment, psychokinesis. In this experiment, scientists used a random number generator that produced random sequences of ones and zeros. Normally, the generator would create an equal split, about 50% ones and 50% zeros. However, the scientists added a twist. They asked people to influence the generator to produce more ones or more zeros. The key question is, did people's intentions actually impact the generator's output? Surprisingly, when analyzing all the data, the answer is a definite yes. So the act of people wishing for more ones or zeros did have a noticeable effect on the outcome of the random number generator. Basically, if you think about something you want and really focus on it, there's a way it could actually happen. It might sound strange, but the numbers support it. This is the essence of the Tesla code, having a clear intention and using your imagination to make it real. The proof is in the results, and since results are based on numbers, they can't deceive. To get this straight, we need to dive into how our brains work. The brain has a bunch of talking cells called neurons. They communicate through tiny electrical signals that travel across synapses, each neuron chatting with up to 10,000 others through these synapses. This communication between neurons is crucial for remembering things, and it's a key aspect of how the Tesla code operates. Each neuron in your brain is filled with tiny structures called microtubules, which are made of small curved proteins. These microtubules communicate with each other, much like computers communicating on a network. Your brain is like a computer, and the universe as your Wi-Fi. Scientists studying this have made a surprising discovery. Our conscious mind is intricately connected to the world at the basic quantum level. It's not as complicated as it sounds. In simple terms, your conscious mind can affect and control the world around you at the quantum level through intention and manipulation. Making things happen isn't as quick and easy as saying, "I want this." It's not like a simple 1, 2, 3 process. The Tesla code signifies the connection and how things work with its symmetry and repetitive process. However, the idea is pretty straightforward. Getting what you want involves understanding this unique connection between your thoughts and the tiny building blocks of the universe. It's like matching your clothes where it might click together, and the key is to stay focused on figuring out how it all fits. The Tesla code starts the process of making it happen. It doesn't happen all at once, though. Instead, it takes time and occurs through many small steps called quantum collapses. The time it takes depends on what you're aiming for and how complex it is to make it a reality. Bigger things take longer to manifest. So, the key is to be patient as the events step forward gradually, paving the way for your desired outcome. To succeed in achieving your goals, it's essential to maintain a focused mindset. This doesn't mean being concentrated every single moment, but it's crucial to regularly steer your thoughts toward your objectives. If your mind is scattered, the outcomes will reflect that chaos. The primary lesson is honing the skill of concentration. Once you've got that nailed down, use your focus to kick things into action. It's like following the secret guide of the Tesla code. This focused approach is the key to manifesting your desires in your life. Remember, it's not about constant focus, but rather about steering your thoughts consistently in the direction of your goals.